Hi, everybody. My name is Katarina Reyes, and I am an Akashic record reader, an energy practitioner, as well as a cosmic channeler. And I'm here to tap in for the energy of February. February has a lot of really important dates that I like to highlight, including astrological events. So let's get into it. February 1st is a Sunday in Pacific Standard Time in this part of the hemisphere, and it is the full moon, also known as the snow moon. So, although depending on what state you are in, you may be having a varying amounts of weather going on, but the full moon is a really important time for you. This particular full moon is about learning how you can make catastrophes and challenges into something that you really reap the benefits of. So, how can you rewrite your story? So, often we carry stories with us from a young childhood, from adolescence, from adulthood, etc., that really unknowingly shape the way that we talk to ourselves, the ways that we react in our relationships, and how we love ourselves and others. So, February 1st, this full moon, is about understanding that the narratives that we tell ourselves, there are many that are false and there are many that are clouded in illusion. So I ask you, if there are stories that you're telling yourself that you are tired of, that you feel are running you ragged, you feel are definitely not serving you anymore, you are holding yourself to a standard that was created from a past version of you, from a past hurt. So for February 1st, this full moon is about learning how to make the best, learning how to turn around a situation that you may not have liked and you may not care for, and you may be going through this right now. But how can you rewrite your story, and how can you choose a different way to speak with yourself? Because what somebody could see as suffering, another person could see as triumph or could see as expansion, because they're choosing a different lens. They're putting different pairs of glasses on where they're seeing clearly. And those who are seeing things in a negative light, or who feel like certain parts of their life give them the quote unquote right to complain, that is a part of what you are being asked to let go of, being asked to always to let go of, always trying to find different ways to say poor me, or different ways to put yourself down, and even certain ways that you lie to yourself and that you are not true to yourself because you said yes to something that you really didn't want to. This month, in addition to some heavier elements, also has a lot of goodness. I feel as if there is a lot of permission you're giving yourself to be more soft and to be more kind, not feeling like you are earning your own kindness. And there is also an element, especially around the February 14th, where some people who are not in relationships can feel melancholy or can feel angry, or a variety of different emotions. You are feeling very calm during this time, and you are being the gift of perspective. You're being given the gift of perspective, and you are shifting your mindset around what does being single look like for you, and how can you live a lone existence, not necessarily lonely, but full of love for yourself, full of care for yourself, and feeling ultimately comfortable in the life that you lead. And if there are aspects that you are not happy with, how can you move towards evolving them and changing them? So there is a lot of introspection going on around what is the life that I want to have, and am I currently living it? And how can February, which is often considered a somewhat romantic month, how can I learn how to live a life that I always wanted right now? And additionally, how can I feel like I'm doing the right thing for myself? And often it is our emotions that invite us into that truth of, are you doing the right thing for yourself? Well, are you feeling a certain level of peace that you've never felt before? Are you feeling as if you are no longer looking back over your shoulder to see what shoe is going to drop or what bad memory is going to haunt you? You then learn to expand out of a survival consciousness and into a thriving consciousness by simply choosing to stop feeling that way. Because you can decide, emotions can also be a decision. When you feel an emotion you don't want to feel, how can you alchemize it? Meaning, say you are feeling very stressed and overwhelmed. Well, I'm going to do something. You're given guidance, or you're telling yourself, I'm going to do something that is going to make me feel like I'm taken care of because I feel very stretched in so many directions. So I'm going to stretch, or I'm going to look in myself in the mirror and really tell myself that I love myself, or I'm going to make myself a nice beverage, go buy myself a beverage. I'm going to take care of myself so then I feel supported. Because oftentimes, a lot of our challenging emotions come from not feeling like people see us, not feeling like people support us, not feeling like people love us. And that all is a mirror within ourselves. Do we support ourselves? Do we love ourselves? Do we see ourselves? And often we are looking at ourselves in a foggy mirror, and we simply just need to wipe away the fog and see who we truly are within, and how can we live that outside of and outside and inside of our lives. So there's a lot going on, a lot of introspection going on, and during this time, this is in full swing of winter as we then transition out of it in March. But right now, there is a lot of deep, whatever you have manifested or have put on a goal board or a vision board in January will start to come to fruition already in February. So be prepared to have your prayers, your asks, your wants answered in ways that you will not have expected, but you will understand as perfectly in alignment for where you're at right now. For example, a person may ask for a Ferrari, but the energetic alignment and lesson is to not be attached to the feeling of worthiness that they get when they have that Ferrari. So then they get an upgraded car, but it's not this on brand or this high end brand. And then they are given the choice. Are you going to be grateful for the upgrade? Are you going to keep fixating on the fact that you don't have that particular brand? And why is it that you feel you need to have that brand in order to feel happy, in order to feel safe, in order to feel worthy? And that goes for so many things. When I get this partner, I'm going to feel loved. When I get this salary, I'm going to feel seen. When I get this house, I'm going to feel taken care of. And all of those things is you have to embody now. And I say that because you can accomplish all of those things, but you may still feel empty and not fully fulfilled because you didn't take care of what was within. What is within? What is it that is calling to you? So there is a lot of really important depth that you will be diving into this month. And this leads me to February 17th, which is a new moon and a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses meet the unseen with the seen, meaning that if there are things you are very aware of that you are wishing to come true in your life or change or grow, you will be given wisdom as to why they may not have yet come to fruition yet. You are being given wisdom about the seeds of yet what has not yet flourished. So if you are thinking about why you haven't made, goes back to this idea of progress, why you haven't made certain progress, because this month will feel like a good mixture of both growth and both feeling sometimes frustrated and impatient with the slowness of where you want to be. And that often stems from you being overly hard, of you being too hard on yourself, and you wanting to be where the universe is not ready to lead you yet, or is not going to lead you yet. The bottom line being, yet you will get there, but having patience and trust that you will get there takes a strength, a level of strength that many of us struggle with as humans. And that is something that is really important to explore within yourself for February. Why and when do you feel impatient? And where is this stemming from? Is this stemming from, I need this in order to prove this? And instead of, it is a blessing when I get this and I am grateful for it. So, those are some things that are really highlighted for you this month. And back to the solar eclipse, this also is a new moon. So, around this time, considering it's so close to February 14th, around this time there will be going back to doors and opportunities opened, especially around, I feel career will be very important for you. Making connections, feel like you're making breakthroughs with your coworkers. Also, for others, it may feel as if the thing that you ask for that you know makes you slightly uncomfortable because you're not ready to receive it yet will begin to knock at your door, because the universe and God wants to make you comfortable with receiving, wants to make you comfortable with being, with just being, instead of accomplishing, instead of doing, instead of working. And those are the aspects that are deeply evolving within you. And February is also a really important month to do some writing, whether it's journaling or just writing something that you feel really helps expand your mind. This also is a really good time to do a lot of affirmations around feeling worthy, feeling supported, and feeling loved. In energy work, when I offer clients, I often pay attention to their spine. Our spine on an energetic level is where we hold so much density, where we hold emotions and trauma. And often people say the hips as well, but the spine is where we can clear the energy. And if you just take a deep breath with me, going from the bottom of your spine to the top of your spine, in a count of 1, 2, 3, we're taking a deep breath in through our spine. Then that breath is reaching the top of our heads and going down our spine once more. And as we let go, we may begin to feel slightly lighter. We may have emotions that come up for us that we have been cycling around again and again. And it's really important to take care of the energy of your spine this month. This is where we feel support. And in addition to these pieces, I also recommend a couple of items you can add into your dietary life. For example, there are 3 things that I see being really good for incorporating this month. One is papaya, whether it's enzymes, the fruit in a smoothie, in a puree, anything like that. And secondly, I do really see cinnamon being really good to add to drinks, um, oatmeal, anything you want to, because cinnamon connects with the heart. With anything that we feel is burdening the heart, cinnamon softens it. And cinnamon offers a spice and a zest to life and uplifts ourselves. Lastly, I will say the one that I am really suggesting also is anything that is like a light green, like a Granny Smith apple or celery or even cucumber, but anything with a more light green energy because that is the lightness of the heart, of uplifting our sorrows, of helping and soothing us. And two crystals I really recommend working with that I feel are really important right now. One being benitoite. I always pronounce that wrong. If you don't have it, you can work with the energy of it by simply researching it. This is a lot about uncovering the truth of self, of decalcifying the pineal gland, which is the third eye, opening up ourselves to intuition. And the second one is yellow aventurine. Yellow aventurine is really good for creating more joy in our lives, being more feeling held and soothed. And I'm going to leave it here. I would love if you left any comments or questions. And until next time, have a blessed month. And may you enjoy this month with love and peace. Thank you.